as Ned also went on about 30 dates.
Did you have any fun?
Rarely.
It was just an
pretty
ordeal.
Unpleasant. Yeah.
She says the pressure of Ned having to prove himself was grueling. Nora was surprised that many women had no interest in a soft, vulnerable man.
My prejudice was that the ideal man is a woman in a man's body. And I learned, no, that's really not.
Women understand what it's like to be a man?
Not at all. No clue. No idea.
That it took a trip into manhood to help her appreciate her own femininity.
I really like being a woman.
Did you like being a woman before Ned?
I did, but I like it more now because I think it's more of a privilege.
I said to her, this is going to be revolutionary because it's been looked at as though men were the perpetrators and women were the victims.
Ultimately, Ned told most of his dates that he was Nora. Barbara seemed more open and friendly, and in the end actually apologized for how she had treated Ned.
Sorry for being bitchy.
Please.
But after 18 months of deception, she was unraveling. Her checked into a hospital with severe depression. Her views about men have changed forever.
Men are suffering. They have different problems than women have, but they don't have it better. They need our sympathy. They need our love.
I'm going to be brutally honest here.
Please do.
You're fairly incompetent. And
sure.
Yeah, I mean, you make statements and don't even remember what you're saying and can't even recall
asking
little
you,
data,
yeah.
right? I have to go ahead and re-say back to you what you said and then summarize it for you when it was what you said. But you're able to be so because you're a female. If I was a guy with this level of incompetence, I'd be struggling through Earth. I wouldn't be able to make it. Like, I would literally get no dates, no food. I'd be struggling.
Earth.
But you're able to get by because you're a female. And I'm sure there's plenty of guys that'll line up to date you even though you're 30 and don't even remember what you said 10 seconds ago.
Probably.
But women are able to get by. This is my point. So who really is the prize? I think the men are. Women can make it through life and be fairly retarded and still make it.
Why do women get upset when men want to pursue their own interests and live their lives on their own terms? It seems that when men choose to focus on themselves instead of catering to women's every whim, some women lose their minds. Can't a guy catch a break? Men aren't trying to hurt anyone. They just want some downtime and to work on themselves. Interestingly, when men talk to women about the manosphere and their choices, many women are cool with it. However, the moment they mention the MGTOW movement, women go from zero to furious. It's as if they can't handle the truth. Society has a messed up idea that a woman's worth is all about her sexual appeal, and apparently men are the judges of this strange competition. When men start rejecting the whole idea of women as sexual objects, some women get their feelings hurt. It's like if men aren't all about sex, then what's the point of existing? And when men talk to women about MGTOW, it's as if they're pulling the rug out from under them. Suddenly, women are questioning their worth and feeling low. Women don't like MGTOW because they think men are hoarding all the cash for themselves. Let's be real. When men aren't spending every penny on women, some women get salty. It's like men are taking away their allowance or something. And when men tell them about MGTOW, it's like they're crushing their dreams of being showered with gifts and attention. They get upset and start throwing shade without even realizing it. Women and white knights come together to insult men and call them losers or homosexuals. But men aren't going anywhere, so women should get used to it. When their numbers grow, women are going to get really mad and start throwing tantrums. It's like they're going through the stages of grief or something. First, they try to shame men back into unhealthy relationships, but when that fails, they try to negotiate with them. They might even get all promiscuous to get men's attention back. When I was in high school, there was this girl who was totally into me, but I was too focused on my goals to notice. She dropped hints like crazy, but I was clueless. Then one day, she started reading out loud from a Playboy magazine to see if I was interested in women. If she had just told me straight up that she liked me, maybe I would have considered dating her. But she had to be all sneaky and indirect. The thing is, women are scared of rejection, so they'd rather give up on a guy than ask him out themselves. But if a guy gives up on a woman, it's game over. MGTOW isn't just about walking away from the dating scene. Men are about to blow it up. If more men join the MGTOW movement and stop chasing women, guess what's going to happen? Women are going to start asking men out because they need that attention fix. They're going to get all hot and bothered because they're not used to making the first move. And then they'll start showing off their bodies to lure the weak men who still believe in that blue pill nonsense. But not MGTOW men. They're living their best lives without all that drama and nonsense. There's this weird thing where women go on MGTOW forums pretending to be men and talking smack. What's up with that? Women can't just magically become men. MGTOW is all about men doing their own thing and living their best lives. But apparently, some women assume there's going to be a women's version of this movement called women going their own way. But here's the thing, ladies, how are you? I always refer to the point that women don't love men. They love what men can do for them, and that's it. They don't care about men or love them. Women see men as useful idiots and utilities at best. Women only associate with men who provide something that they find valuable. Typically, what men have to trade to access women will be money, energy, attention, or time. Without these resources, women won't associate or deal with most men. With that said, men must understand that without providing money or committing to women, most women will be unable to survive on their own. Without the government interfering, women can't just walk away empty-handed when they file for divorce. They have to use the system to steal money on their way out of the relationship so that they can maintain their lifestyles on men's dime. Rarely do you see women just leave and start over with what they came into the relationship with and hand over the kids to the father. This shows that they are dependent on men's support. They need men because most of them are statistically incapable of managing their lives and finances without having a man to help them. Women need men's support because most of them are incapable of reaching their financial and retirement goals by the time it's time to stop working. With all that has been said so far, imagine if women couldn't get a large percentage of men to provide and fix their problems. You see how that would screw them over big time. If they can't get a man to provide long-term, that puts them in a bad position because they won't have a guaranteed safety net anymore. They also couldn't just use divorce or having kids as a backup plan to get years of support if the relationship ends. That is what they don't want because even though the government does support women, it usually supports them by taking the money from men and transferring it to the woman so they don't have to foot the entire bill.